We're going to make some amazing smoked meatball subs. I'm going to show you guys how to make something called aioli. I know it sounds fancy. It's not much different than mayonnaise really, but at least it sounds fancier. It tastes a lot better. We're going to make a sauce to go on top of the meatballs. My wife made this amazing fruit and cheese tray for us to snack on. We've got some wine over here. And I'm going to show you guys also another thing. We're going to have a lot of fun with this, but you can turn this into a date night as well using the same recipe. And instead of making a sub, which is a lot of fun for kids, family, for everybody, you can actually make some spaghetti, throw the meatballs on that, turn your bread into some garlic bread, get some wine, some candles, voila, you got yourself a heck of a date night. So let's get going, guys, come on. All right, my hungry folks. We're gonna start off with our meatballs first. That way we can go ahead and get those on the smoker. And I'm looking for a cook time somewhere between 30 minutes to an hour. I'm gonna check my internal temps. I wanna get it up to about 160, or right at 160. And at that point, we'll be good to go. So here's what I'm gonna put in the meatballs. I'm gonna start off some olive oil. And this is 90-10 ground sirloin. I tend to like lean meat and put my own fat back in it. That's just me. All right, got some olive oil in there, a little bit of salt and pepper. And once again, that's gonna be to taste. I'm gonna go with an egg. And we're gonna go with some crushed crackers. My favorite, they begin with an R, so I'll let you guys figure that one out as to what they are, but to me, they're gonna work the best in this. And there's roughly 3.5 pounds of meat. Then I have some garlic, minced garlic here. All right, now I'm just gonna get all this, mix it together, have fun with it. You're welcome to put your own seasonings in here if you would like. All right, after you have that mixed to your liking, you're gonna start forming some meatballs here. I'm not making them too small because we're putting this on about a 3-foot sub roll. Probably something about like this. And once we cook these, we don't want them rolling all over the smoker. We don't want them rolling off the sub. So what's the best way to keep a meatball from rolling? Flatten its tires a little bit, you know what I mean? All right, hungry folks. We've got a little army of meatballs made here. They're lined up. Put a little flat spot on the bottom. I don't want them rolling around in the smoker. I don't want them rolling off of the sandwich whenever we go to put them on the giant sub roll that we've got. That's also gonna be amazing. So let's go ahead and get these things on the smoker. Like I said, we're going for an internal temp of 160. We've got the smoker warmed up to 275. I've got some Jack Daniel's wood chips left over from something else I was cooking. I'm gonna throw those on there. I'm not looking to put a heavy smoke flavor into this, as you know, I've got other things going in the works, like all these Italian herbs that we're gonna be chopping up and putting into an aioli, which is gonna be spread on the bread, and it's gonna be pretty scrumptious. So yeah, let's get these things on the smoker, and we're gonna come back in and make some aioli and make some sauce to go on these balls. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to make a nice herb-infused aioli. It's gonna be nice and spreadable. We're gonna put it on our sandwich. It's gonna be very zesty, very lemony, very garlicky. So the first thing you wanna start off with, those herbs that we had earlier that I showed you, finely mince those. It's gonna smell amazing. You're gonna like it. Whoever's here is gonna notice it. They're gonna be wondering what you're cooking, and then you can show them. So this is rosemary, basil, thyme, and oregano. So you want to dump that into a little over a cup of olive oil. Just depends on you know, how much you like herbs and how big of a sandwich you're making. Once again, it's all proportionate to what you're doing and how you like it. Next thing I'm going to do the juice of half of a lemon, minced garlic, a couple tablespoons of that. And I've got some mayonnaise here, give it a little bit more tang. And salt and pepper to taste, along with the white of 1 egg. And this is going to make it a little frothier and a little more spreadable, a little thicken it up a little bit. So we're going to put this in the blender here. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and mix all this together. All right, now it is ready to go in the blender. You want to blend it for a good little while, make it as frothy as you want. All right, guys, we got it in our blender. Well, let's roll. All right, guys, got our aioli done here. Just gonna go ahead and pour that out into the dish here. You guys can see the consistency. As you see, it's kind of thick. It's something you can spread on a sandwich, right? And when I say this is garlicky and it is zesty, I mean, don't go chasing your significant other trying to give them a kiss, because it just might not work out. But if you feed this to them first, they might chase you and try to give you a kiss, because it is that good. And a disclaimer, I'm not responsible for any romantic actions that making this meal may get you involved in, especially if you make spaghetti out of this and decide to do the date night version. All right, guys, next I'm going to show you how to make the sauce for the meatballs. I'll start off with just I'm using a 28-ounce can tomato sauce here. Nothing special. All this comes from your local grocery store. And I'm going to use the zest. Remember our lemon here that we had? I'm going to just put a little zest in here just to give it that extra little kick. Come on out of there. All right. I'm going to put some more minced garlic in our sauce there. And being that we do not have vine-ripe tomatoes, that's a hard thing to find, folks. And a lot of people, they're against putting sugar in your sauce or your tomato sauce. I do, to sweeten it up, just for the simple fact I don't have access to a vine-ripe tomato. So this will sweeten it up just like ones that are ripened on the vine. If you let them ripen on the vine, they develop sugar naturally. If they just turn red and you pull them off, it doesn't develop nearly as much sugar and they're not as sweet. So, all right, I'm going to cook this on low and just let it sit here and warm up. I'm going to stir everything in, and I'm going to go give our meatballs a look. Our meatballs are done. And it's right about 50-55 minutes. They're juicy. I made a couple of extras, of course, because you got to sacrifice at least one for the greater good. That's juicy. You don't want to leave them on too long. Or you go for probably an hour and a half, 2 hours, you're going to dry these things out too much. Nobody likes dry balls, just saying. All right, guys, now that we've got those lovely meatballs off the smoker, we got to make a nice home for them. So, like I said, had something exciting. Told you guys a sub. Yeah, this is probably 3 subs, so got a couple people to feed here, so looking out for them. And we're just going to make a slice and then tear it down the middle here. And the reason I'm not going all the way through is we are going to be putting sauce on this thing. And I do kind of want to make something to try to keep the sauce in if possible. And try to get Italian bread if you can. All right, so the first thing you're going to want to do is take our lovely aioli. If it's made it this far, I'm sure you probably tried it on cardboard and crackers and leather and everything else by now, because it's pretty much good on everything. And we're going to smear this on. Now, this is completely personal preference as to how little or much you want. Me, I do not like a dry sandwich. That's just me. I'm just gonna put this stuff fairly liberally on both sides. And you'll notice it does kind of soak into the bread nicely. Oh, look at that. Man, if you guys could smell this, it's some kind of good, you know what I mean? And hopefully you guys at home making this, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. All right. Now we've got all that spread. Resist eating the bread as it is. We have a few more steps, guys. Hang in there. All right, so what I've got is some mozzarella slices. I got this just because everybody can go to the store and buy this. Not everybody can go get fresh balls of mozzarella. So we're gonna take our mozzarella slices, stack them on here like so. And I'm sure if you guys could guess, if I had a choice, I'd make fresh mozzarella at home. And yeah, I'd put it on the smoker. That's just me. So this took about right at 10 slices, mozzarella. So as you can see, I've got the oven rack out, using a part of the oven called the broiler. A lot of people don't utilize this thing. It's great to toast a sandwich, get some nice bubbly cheese going here to make a nice home for our meatballs to go. So we're gonna throw this thing in the broiler real quick. I'm just gonna keep an eye on it. I mean, it's probably 30 seconds to a minute. Don't leave it in there for very long. There you go. There's some bubbly mozzarella for you. It's got a little bit of brown on it, some color. It's perfectly fine. You can do a little less or more, however you want to do it. Now, for the next step, we're going to start putting our meatballs on. This bread is amazingly soft. The aioli smelling great. Got a little toasted bread going on the sides here. Oh, where are you going? All right, I'm gonna get one more on here somehow. I'm gonna do it. I'm determined, y'all. I'm cooking like I mean it. All right, there we go. All right, for the next trick, in case you haven't forgot, we still have our sauce over here that's been on low. So you want to take some of that. Go ahead and put it on there like so. Put as little or as much as you'd like. I like to wear my food as much as I like to eat it, so I don't worry about it being messy. It all tastes good. All right, now for the final touch, I went and got some a chunk of Parmesan and shredded it myself. I prefer to do that. It doesn't have those clumping agents stuck to the cheese. I like to shred it myself. Tastes fresher. It's much better to deal with. And just want to put as little or as much of the Parmesan on here as you want. And for me, can't really ever have enough cheese, so. All right, now you have it. Let's see if we can even fold this sucker over. It's a heck of a sandwich, guys. Look at that. If you made it this far, congratulations. You're in for a good treat. Well, there's one thing left to do. Let's cut it up and try it out, folks. All right, guys, moment of truth. Time to take a bite of this thing. I can't wait. It smells amazing. My mouth's watering. My guests have already ran off with the rest of the sandwich, so this is my piece. This is the choice cut of the sandwich, if you ask me. Mm. Oh, wow. Mm. Wow. Mm. Aioli does a trick. Aioli does a trick, guys. Mm. The mozzarella is chewy. That meat is tender. We cooked it the right amount of time at the right temp. Didn't dry it out. This is amazing. Mm. I can tell I'm in for a really good nap after this. I can tell you that. So, I want you guys to let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you tried something different. Let me know how it worked out. I'd be interested to hear from you. And as always, like and subscribe and keep cooking like you mean it.